Alright, I am so pumped to bring you this Alliance War video of Season 24. This is War number 7. You saw me select my team. This is a new team this season for the most part. Omega Red, Sabretooth, and Human Torch. And of course, that means the Suicides are back on. We are running our favorite mutant, Omega Red. I love this guy. He got me through so many previous War seasons. So pumped to bring him in. And we're taking Path 5 the entire way today, and you can see that it really lended itself well to Omega Red and the Suicide Masteries. We have a Thing boss for the first time this season. It's been apocalypses every time, I think, for our battle group, so that's a first. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into some of this really great gameplay. And I've got to give a huge shout out to Lizer, MCOC. All of my Omega Red gameplay has pretty much been inspired by her awesome play. She uses a 6-star Omega Red in pretty much all of her Alliance War videos, and it's just helped me so much become such a better player with this guy, understand how he works. He has so much utility. Big shout out to her. I'm sure she's not watching my video, but man, this is all because of her. So we're going to jump into it with this Daredevil Netflix here, or Daredevil Hell's Kitchen now, I believe he's called. And perfect matchup here. We've got the class advantage, and with the spores on him, he will not be able to shrug off any of our debuffs. We don't have to worry about him purifying those stuns. And yeah, I mean, we're going to knock him down to get that Fury, but the spores and degen are ticking for so much damage. I've barely had to hit him. We're going to bait out the special 2 here and get the spores on him. We got 20 on, but special 2 is going to do the job and knock him out. We didn't even have the Fury active to end that fight. Super straightforward. It just, again, speaks to how great this dude is. Full attack bonus achieved. 28 hits or so, but really never in doubt. Very simple fight. And this next fight here was really the only fight I was even slightly concerned with this war. It's a Nick Fury on the Ebb and Flow knockdown heavy hitter node, and he's a 6-star rank 3 awakened Nick Fury. So good placement. I've seen Lizer take this multiple times. We boosted up, and I'm going to be using Lizer's strategy, which works insanely well for whatever reason. Obviously, when Nick Fury goes into his second phase, we're not going to be able to stun him, and so we're not going to be able to hit him, except off of his heavy, which I tested right there in the beginning to make sure it would work, and sure enough, it does. Even though his heavy is unstoppable, for whatever reason, once you interrupt it towards the end of his animation, he just sits there and blocks, which of course the heavy breaks through. And with Omega Red, that's pretty much all we're going to need to do is apply a heavy in his second phase so that we can get the spores and the degen locked in. And yeah, the first phase of this Nick Fury is just dropping so quick. We've got 17 spores on. Of course, they fall off here because he purifies the degen. He throws the special 1, but already this fight is just so so in hand. I mean, his first phase ended like it was nothing. It took, I think, like 30 seconds for him to drop into his second phase. And right here, all we're doing is just waiting out this life model decoy to get him down to 30%. And I was a little surprised my medium attacks didn't break his block. At max sig, I have a 30% chance to be unblockable with my tentacle attacks, and none of them were. So I was a little surprised, to be honest, that I didn't break his block and go unblockable with any of those dashes, but it's fine. Here we go. Wait for his medium animation, throw the heavy into it to counter, and it worked like a charm. We're going to throw our special 3 here to take the spores off and get some quick damage now that he's stopped degenerating. And this isn't going to kill him, but it is going to give us a little bit of regeneration here to get our health back. Again, right here, wait for the heavy animation to finish, heavy counter with ours, and now all we got to do is stay close enough to him so that the death spores will kill him. And he gets his protection back, but he goes down. That's a 6-star Nick Fury one-shot on the heavy hitter node. Very good placement, but again, just a perfect matchup for Omega Red. We get the full attack bonus and 50 hits, and I was so comfortable and so confident in that fight. Just part of playing Omega Red. Like I said, I just vibe really well with this dude, and I play him extremely well. Again, thanks to watching others do it. But yeah, there's 2 for 2. Those fights are down. We're going to take on this Human Torch now with the Heavy Hitter and Power Alternator node as well. And obviously we don't have the class advantage, but Omega Red, very good option here because he's not a robot basically. He's a great option for anyone who's not a robot. And he's a 5-star awakened rank 5. But, you know, same strategy as before. We're going to hit him very few times. We're going to lock in the degen and the death spores. We're going to let those things build by standing close to him, locking them in again right here. We've got 20 on him. And yeah, this was good timing. He threw a special 1, and the power alternator node did give him my power. So that did kick in, but I didn't really need to throw a special to win this fight, and you can see how quickly he drops. No big deal. Very straightforward fight. Again, 3 fights in, or 3 fights down, and we've gotten the full attack bonus every time. That fight was only 11 hits. That's how quickly he drops. Alright, so that's going to move us into the middle here, and you can see I've got these rainbow boosts on still, and we're going to take this Mixmaster Korg again. We've taken him a lot this season. We've taken him with Sorcerer Supreme twice and gotten the 1-shot, even though we were close to timing out. Today, we're going to try something different. We're going to try taking it with Omega Red instead, and he's a rank 5, 5-star, Sig 200 Korg, so worthy opponent on the Mixmaster node. We do have the White Magneto guidance pre-fight placed, just to ensure he will not be shrugging off any of our stuns. So we get into it early, and unfortunately the White Magneto stun does push you back a bit farther than a regular stun, so my spores aren't accruing as fast. And we get kind of a weird interaction here. So you see that restored flashed? He restored our degen, and so he purified the degen buff there, and he does it again here. So the degen applies briefly, and then it gets restored and removed. So we're losing the spores, and the degen falls off. I have no clue why that happened twice there. If someone knows, please comment and tell me why. But it basically caused the start of this fight to go completely awry, because I couldn't keep the death spores on him because the degen didn't apply and didn't lock them in. The rest of the fight, I don't have that problem for whatever reason. So we have the 10 spores on him. The degen is locked in. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to get more than 10 spores for this fight now, unless we throw the special 2 and activate our death field again. So that's a big bummer. That is not how you want to start the fight. We've taken some block damage from the special 1 already, so we're going to throw the special 3 here to recover a little bit of that lost health. But yeah, this definitely is not the ideal start, and even with that, he's still down to 50% already, so that's fine. The death spores obviously are not going to accrue that fast anymore, but as long as we can lock in a decent amount, I'm fine with that. I mean, 10 will still do enough damage passively that we can take him down, and we can obviously only do our 2 or 3 hits with the Mixmaster. He throws the special 2 right here, which is perfect. He does evade me a few times in this fight, but he never punishes me from it, so I got a little lucky, I would say. But you can see how fast he's dropping. We're just going to try to lock these spores in one more time. There's the heavy attack, we get it, and it broke his shield, so this fight's pretty much over now. I'm going to throw the special 3 to try to get some healing back, so I have to use less potions. We're 72 hits in, and this is definitely not close to a timeout like Sorcerer Supreme was, and we're not actually going to get any healing back because that killed him, and I didn't want it to, but whatever. He goes down in one try. We lose a little bit of health, but we get the full attack bonus, and in 83 hits, nowhere near timing out, a much more efficient fight than with Sorcerer. Even though the play wasn't ideal, I would say, because of those death spores in the beginning. Kind of a weird interaction, but it's fine. That's going to move us into Section 2 now, where we have Cosmic Ghost Rider on the Ebb and Flow Intercept node. And I'm guessing this is just a diversity placement. I certainly think Cosmic Ghost Rider is much better as an attacker. I don't think he has a whole lot of use as a defender. Especially because he's actually going to have me armor broken the entire fight, which is just free willpower healing for me, because he's awakened. So you can see the armor break on me right from the beginning. I'm healing from it through willpower. And obviously the strategy here is pretty simple. We're just going to apply the death spores, lock in the degen. We've got 18 on him. We're going to let it accrue a little bit more. We're up to 25 here. We get to 27 death spores, which is totally ideal. And again, don't forget, this is ebb and flow intercept. We have our attack reduced by 60% right now, and it's still ticking for so much damage. Unfortunately, the death spores fall off because of that long special, and then we get parried and take a nice few hits to the face, but it's fine. It really didn't do a whole lot. Cosmic Ghost Rider has a lot of damage on a special too, but other than that, I don't think he's the hardest hitter. And again, we're healing from willpower, so we're just kind of sitting here healing up, letting the death spores kill him and the degen do the job. He gets pretty stingy with the specials here though, so I don't want to reapply the degen and the death spores because I want him to throw the special too. Finally he throws it. We're just going to block the majority of it, which is fine, a little bit of block damage. And now we've got to rebuild those death spores again. We're going to slow combo. Once we're at 10, lock them in. Going to block and dexterity, part of the special one. Pretty straightforward. Lock in the degen again here. We haven't intercepted yet, so again, our damage is reduced. It doesn't seem like you would even know it though, based on how fast this fight is going. If we were able to keep all those 25 death spores on him from the beginning, this fight would have ended a long time ago. So we're going to get some healing from the special 3 here, which is definitely nice. And again, we're healing from the armor break, so it's fine. If he wants to play chicken with this special 1, he's not wanting to throw it, that's all good. I'll sit here and I'll just heal from willpower. So that's basically what he's doing. He's not throwing it. I would really like him to, but finally we baited out here. Dex the last part of it. And we're just going to play the rest of this fight pretty patiently because, again, I don't mind because I'm healing. That's no big deal. We can sit here and take our time with this fight, let the degen and death spores kill him. We're actually going to throw the special 1 here to lifesteal a little bit just to get some extra health back. But this dude almost dead. Unfortunately, he does throw one more special 2, so we're going to take a little bit more block damage. But, I mean, the end of this fight kind of dragged on a little bit, even though I think it was clear the fight was never in doubt. It could have ended much faster, but I was fine being patient with it. We get the full attack bonus, and yeah, another very smooth fight, 63 hits. That was our 5th fight already this war, and we've gotten full attack bonuses on all of them. No deaths yet, feels great. And we're going to move on to the second ebb and flow intercept node, which has a Killmonger on it, and this is, I'd say, pretty decent placement. He's a 5-star, rank 5, only SIG level 60 though, and Omega Red's tentacle hits don't cause us to take any reverberation damage anyway, so we don't really have to worry about the reverberation. And yeah, same strategy. We're just going to sit here, let the death spores accrue, lock in the degen. I would love to bait out the special 2 only on him. It's much easier to evade. He doesn't get those unstoppable charges, so our bleed falls off right here. He's at 21 death spores. That's the max we're going to have on him until we activate the death field again. They fall off a little bit there, but fortunately he is playing into us and allowing us to stay fairly close, so we got 18 locked in. We're trying to bait the special 2 though, and we stay as close to him as we can. So we lose 4 more spores. We're down to 14. We lock him in again, but 26 hits in. We're about a minute into the fight, and he's down to 40% health, even with that reduced attack. I mean, it's just unreal how much more damage Omega Red can do and how much he can obliterate people. So we lock in the death spores again. We've managed to keep 14 on them now for a few cycles, which is great. The timing here, not great though, because we do lose them, unfortunately. The spacing didn't work out. There was another special. So we're going to have to lock these in again. We kind of back off there because we can't hit into his block, so we want to be very careful not to do that. It's a bonehead mistake that I've made before against Killmonger. And again, he throws a special 1, so we can't lock the degen in. We're going to throw the special 3 here now that he's almost dead, just to give us a little bit of healing back. With only 10 death spores, this isn't going to regen us a lot, but it'll give us a bit back. and kind of top us off. I think maybe 10% is what we get from it or so. Yeah. But this fight pretty much over. Again, never really in doubt. We're just gonna evade one more special 2, go in, and he just wants to stand there. That's cool. The death spores are gonna kill him. So down he goes. There's fight number 6 in the bag. Another skill champion down. That's our 4th skill opponent this war. So obviously having this class advantage helps a lot. And lo and behold, we have another skill champion. Yeah, we've got this mole dude up here. And we're going to take this fight as well. We're going to heal up a bit just to make sure this fight goes according to plan. I wasn't worried about this fight, but just being extra cautious here. We've got a really great deathless streak going these last few wars, and we want to keep that going here. So we've got the big boost on again. We can pretty much boost as much as we want with Omega Red because he's large or extra large, which just adds his value against this Protect Global. We just knock opponents down to remove Protect if we ever trigger it. And with Omega, you want to heavy and knock them down consistently anyway. So he feeds right into this Protect Global to take advantage of the offensive capabilities of them. And so far, this fight is off to a perfect start. We've locked in 20 plus death spores, which means as long as we have them up above 10 this entire fight, he will not be able to shrug off or purify any of our debuffs. So we don't have to worry about the stuns falling off, which makes this fight so simple. We obviously cannot hit into Mole Man's block. That's the only other thing to remember. The other thing to remember is that this is Ebb and Flow Intercept node. So our attack is reduced by 60%. We're not even doing anywhere near the maximum amount of damage we could be doing. And he's already down to 30%. I mean, this is just insane. It's a little bit silly. We're going to lock in the death spores again here with 16. He's going to throw a special one. The specials timed really well for us. He threw the specials right when the degen was applied. So the degen stuck to him pretty much throughout his specials, and I was able to reapply them again right afterwards without hardly losing any. Again, we're going to throw the special 3 here to see if we can end this fight with a little bit of healing just to top us off. This time it doesn't kill him, it works out perfectly. We're back to 100%. The death spores are going to do their thing again, and he's going to die standing there throwing a heavy. So down goes the mole dude. Full attack bonus achieved, 47 hits. Super simple. Omega Red is just an absolute beast. I can't express how much I love this dude in Alliance War. We have got a serious bromance going on. He is my February Valentine's at this point. So we're going to move on to the mini bosses here, and this is going to be my last fight of the war. It's Thing Miniboss. He's on the back right. So we'll show the node in a second, but we're going to boost up first. We're not even going to boost that big for this fight. One, because we've already won the war. We're fairly sure this was going to be a win. And 2, I don't even think I need to boost that much with Omega Red because I've been doing so much damage, even with our damage being capped. So this is the Spry Limber node in the back here, and we've got the White Magneto Guidance pre-fight, so we're going to eliminate Limber. He obviously doesn't evade or auto block, so that node is pretty much non-existent. The only node we need to worry about is the one that will degen us if we don't hit him for a long period of time. So we're just keeping that in mind. But yeah, so far this is going perfectly. We lock in 16 death spores right here. They're going to grow as he hits into our block. We've got them up to 22 now. We're going to lose a few here because of the special, but we stay fairly close to him. And we're going to lock in 19 again. And yeah, we're going to let these death spores and degen do their thing. I wait a little too long there, so I start degenerating, but all good. We hit him, we reapply. The death spores are just slowly killing him. I mean, not even that slowly, honestly. They're actually very quickly killing him. We're about a minute into this fight, and he's down to 20%. 20%. This is a Thing mini boss. And he's almost dead after a minute and 28 hits. We have to bait a special 1 here against the wall. All good. Gonna go in for a 5 combo. Reapply the degen. Throw the special 3. We don't need the healing. It's going to kill him anyway. This is our last fight of the war. and that makes a perfect 9 for 9, no deaths. We had to use a few potions, but we only used Omega Red for every fight. Human Torch wasn't even needed. Sabretooth is for the synergy, obviously, and that is going to do it. That's a wrap. Perfect finish to a perfect war for us. We're going to show you a boss solo from one of our other battle groups, just because it seems to be the thing this season is to see Apocalypse as the boss. And I think there are a number of ways to counter Apocalypse as the boss, but I think one of the best ones I've seen, and I'm sure a lot of other people have seen, is Guillotine 2099. Again, this is something Lizer has been doing this season. She's been taking the Apocalypse bosses with her Guillotine 2099. This is a 6-star. This is one of our other battle groups taking this fight, so obviously I can't comment on exactly what he's thinking, but the gameplay is just really clean. You can see from the special one that he's baiting out, he parries the first hit of the beam to reduce the damage, takes the full block damage on the second one, and then he dexterities out of the last one. So he's only taking one hit from his special ones. He's getting some really good intercepts here as well. And obviously his guillotine is ramped up. But again, watch the special one there. Evade the last hit. It looks like he missed the parry on the first hit, but that's fine. I mean, this is just really good gameplay, and it's just so solid. Watch the parry there on the first hit. Dex the last hit again. Very consistent with that. Nice backdraft. And yeah, I mean, you can just see that this fight, the health bars are about even or so, I'd say. And, you know, they're also going to get the regeneration once Guillotine falls below 15%, or even if Guillotine falls below 15%. There's a chance it might fail if the opponent has the Assassin's Mastery, which they probably do. So there's a chance the regen does not kick in. But again, that's only if they need it. And yeah, now Guillotine 2099 is way ahead health bar wise until that special. But they're going to get some healing back from Adrenaline there. And I mean, obviously this is a 6-star rank 3 Apocalypse, so that's been the most common bosses that I've seen in a lot of wars this season. But obviously you can see what a great option Guillotine 2099 is here. And even if Guillotine does not solo a boss, they're still a robot and will not give another charge to the Apocalypse. But this is a solid one-shot. That's a great takedown by our other battle group. Like I said, we did win this war. We knew it. I'm not going to show the defender kills. It wasn't close, I'll say. They weren't able to clear our map as well. So this was a win, pretty solid. I will say that even though it wasn't close, this was insanely well played by us. As an alliance, we only died 24 times. As a battle group, we only died 7, and none by me. So it was a great showing for our group. It was a great showing all around for the alliance, and it was a great performance by me. Super pumped not to die and clear these paths. Loved bringing in Omega Red. Totally crushing on this dude. I really hope I get the opportunity to bring him in future wars this season, but that's going to do it. That's going to do it. I hope you enjoyed. Please drop a like if you did. Let me know in the comments below, and we appreciate the views, and we'll catch you in the next one. See ya.